Oh,
Are you gonna share it to your people? Mm-hmm.
Alexa, you ready? Okay. Hi, everybody. We are so glad that you are all here today for what is going to be an opportunity to learn together and really share an initiative at our university that we are very excited about. So because of social distancing today, we have a small group who are here with us in person, but I want you all to know that we are sharing this live via a Teams link. So you'll be able to watch this, and then we will post a link to our conversation today as well, so that people who want to learn after the fact have a chance to understand more about this exciting time in the life of our university. We have a distinguished panel of faculty here at the university who are going to talk with us about the areas that they are passionate about, and you're going to hear that passion when you have a chance to hear about the project. But we're going to start today with the president of our university, Dr. Sandra Woodley. We have had so many inspired and exciting conversations over the past few months, really walking out the details about how these projects are going to impact the lives of students, of our community at large, and we think really our region as well. So this is an exciting time to be a Falcon, and the vision is set by our president, Sandy Woodley. So it's my pleasure to welcome her now.
Thank you for the opportunity also to meet in this beautiful building. I mean, in every opportunity we have to meet in this room, we find a way to do it. You know, as Tatum says, you know, part of our strategic plan and the planning that we have done over the past 2 years to set the course and the vision for this institution over the next decade revolves around many things. The key thing that it revolves around is educating our graduates here, doubling the number of people who get a degree. Pretty close behind that goal is the innovation and the research expertise that this university community can bring to bear in our region. You know, we're a regional institution. We care about what goes on in our backyard, and we want to make sure that all of the assets that we have available to us as an institution are streamlined and put to use in a way that really make a difference in our local economy and for the people who live in the Permian Basin. That is where the list of initiatives that we're going to talk about today fall in, and I just couldn't be any more excited about the wonderful investments that have been made into this project and the talent that we have at the university to actually make it happen. You know, we care about making sure that the workforce is strong in the Permian Basin and that our graduates are prepared and ready to go into that workforce and whatever happens to them in their life beyond that. And part of the way that our students are successful is having these high quality connections with researchers in our faculty and also entrepreneurs in our community to be able to, you know, put that hands-on learning experience, not just what's in the book. And I think this set of initiatives that we're going to talk about today and the investments in our facility will allow us to do that as well. You know, this is a collaborative effort. What you'll see here today are deans here to talk about how they collaborate with each other in these initiatives and how it's multidisciplinary. It spans across the disciplines that you'll hear about today, from business to engineering to art to science, and the research portfolios really intertwine and connect. And these set of facilities and investments will allow us to really even scale up those connections, if you will, between and among the very talented people at the university for the benefit of what's going on in our community. Our goal is to impact the region. And one of the ways that we'll do this is with applied research centers. You're going to hear a little bit more about that today. And, you know, initiatives including the Biomedical Research Center, Natural Resource Center, Cyber Center, Texas Water and Energy Institute, and exciting other projects that are in the planning phase right now that you'll hear about very soon. I want to say thank you to our campus leaders, the leadership that really guide our work here. Dr. Steve Beach here, our Dean of the College of Business, Dr. George Nana, our Dean of the College of Engineering, Dr. Scott McKay, our Dean of the College of Arts and Science, Dr. Raj Dakshinamurthy. I'm not really good at that. Yeah, he heads up our sponsored programs, our research, and our graduate programs. And Dan Heimerman, I think he's in the audience as well, our illustrious provost that really worked together with this team to make the important work happen. I want to say thank you to our funding partners. Obviously, we wouldn't be here today without the people who have opened up their checkbook and said, we will invest in the university because it matters in our community. I want to say thank you to Odessa Development Corporation for the Advanced Manufacturing Center. Wes Barnett, I think Wes is here. Renee Earls, Austin Keith, the leadership that has really helped us invest in what you're going to hear about today. Midland Development Corporation for the Makerspace, the Business Incubator, Sarah Harris, the CFO there at MDC, and John Trischietti, Executive Director for MDC. They've been really instrumental in making sure that Midland also is involved with Odessa in this joint Permian Basin project. We're thankful to the Blackstone Foundation, who has supported a launch pad by Techstar that will connect our students with the applied research innovative experience that we're going to hear a little bit more about today. So what's next? We want to be able to start to share with you how we're going to renovate the spaces and make them applicable to this work. The seed building will get a complete renovation. We have renderings for you to see out in the hall for that work. Our library on the main campus will include innovation spaces, maker spaces that will also be part of this work. Our library is where the launch pad from Blackstone will be in connection with the students. This would not be possible without the exceptional support that we receive from MDC, ODC. UT System has also invested in Blackstone Foundation. I know you're going to look forward to seeing the good things that will come out of this work. Thank you so much for your time and your investment to our partners. We're really excited about what this means for our students and for our faculty and for the university, but most importantly, to the broader community here in the Permian Basin. I also want to say, I think we have members from Park Hill Firm. Are you guys here? Stand up. The renderings, they spend a lot of time working on that. So thank you for your work. We're so excited about it. So now I'm going to turn this over to Tatum, and some of the people on my team are going to make this all happen.
Thank you, Dr. Woodley. So they're very nervous because I'm going to ask them questions now, and nobody loves that approach, but we thought this would be a great way for you to really learn. I'm going to represent sort of the average person and get past the high level and really find out how these programs are going to impact students and the community at large. So, gentlemen, I'm going to hand you the microphone. It's a scary thing, and if you will, you can. Yeah, pass this down as soon as you finish, and we'll move on to the next interviewer. So Dr. Beach, you're first. So I'm going to start, and I think I'll be picked up by teams in this microphone, but let's just sort of get really simple. What is an incubator? What is a makerspace? And how will those function? How will they help people? What are they?
Okay, I'll refer to my cheat sheet here first. There's so much going on here. It's incredible. It's hard to keep track of it all. So we're just thrilled to provide an incubator. Right, so out at the seed building, an incubator is an organization that allows startup companies, really startup businesses, to have access to managerial training, possibly to technological opportunities, office space, office support, so they can easily get started on developing their business ideas. From there, we actually provide a whole lot more than just that at UT Permian Basin. We have the technological, scientific, business expertise in our faculty, co-located with the SBDC out there at the seed, such that people with a startup and they really need that in-depth technology advice and guidance, we can really help bring them to fruition. One of the advantages of locating out there is the SBDC. So if that's the type of services that someone walks in looking to start up a business and they need that sort of support, it's just right there. We can just point them down the hall to work with the SBDC. And if you've been out here long enough, you know that the SBDC here has helped more businesses start up in West Texas than than you can count, right? I mean, it's unbelievable what they've been able to deliver over the years, and we'll continue to collaborate with them. So primarily though, the incubator is that place where these startup businesses can go get some guidance, some managerial training, and a space where they can sit down and work with other people to get their business idea to come to fruition.
So my visual picture is this place where ideas come together, where expertise comes together. A lot of us have a great idea, but you want to know how to get it started. So who can benefit from the incubator and makerspace?
Well, I'd like to say anybody with an idea. So that's anybody, right? And that's the point of this. The way that we have this structured, we have the expertise like a research or technology park. We're not quite there, but that's where we can head with this. So that somebody has something that might be patentable and the like, we've got expertise here to help them move that to business. We can start with students and undergraduates and the work they're going to be doing on our campus then with the investment from ODC and the Blackstone Launchpad over here on campus. And that's going to deal more so with our undergraduate students and encourage them to build their entrepreneurial spirit and entrepreneurial skills and see what they can do also. And we've got all sorts of competitions lined up for them so they can compete for cold hard cash such that their ideas are rewarded when they're in the incubation stage, right? They can just get started with that. So one of the things with the makerspace over at the seed building then is, we're going to have the MBA program on campus running from there, the engineering building, the engineering students just right next door. And so, yes, we can imagine, as you're saying here, that's the space where people come together. And so we got an engineer, we got an MBA student with some business acumen, we have somebody who walks in with some bright idea, and we say, we can make this thing happen. And that's really what it's about.
That's great. Dr. Beach, thank you. If you'll share that with Dr. Nana, it just, what I'm hearing describes West Texans. For those of us who are from here, it's that wildcatter spirit, that innovative spirit. Dr. Nana is going to talk with us a little bit about the next project. This is the Advanced Manufacturing Project. So Dr. Nana, tell me a little bit about that project and how all this works together.
Thank you so much. What we're trying to build here is an integrated, innovative ecosystem. Integrated in the sense that we're combining all the disciplines within the university to assemble them in one place to share and transfer ideas. So within this ecosystem lies the Advanced Manufacturing Center. This center will be supporting startup businesses, researchers, will be training students. We intend to be engaged in manufacturing and fabrication of components, ranging from 3D printing to 4D printing, additive and subtractive manufacturing. In addition to that, we intend to embark on testing, testing the stress levels of various components. I will also be engaged in design and simulation of models, both engineering and biomedical devices in order to ascertain their efficacy. So this place is really going to support both students as well as the community.
And so once this is established, tell me how this ties in also with the Texas Water and Energy Institute. We're going to talk a little bit about other research institutes, but I know this is something that's also very important to you, Dr. Nana.
Absolutely. One of the major resources of this region is produced water, which is the oil field water. For every barrel of oil produced, there is X amount of barrel of water that is produced. What we're trying to do is the following. A, develop advanced technology by harvesting solar or wind energy to treat this produced water for beneficial uses, both for fracking as well as for irrigation of non-edible crops. So we have assembled about 20 major corporations that are advising the Texas Water and Energy Institute. So this advisory board will be informing us on the needs of the industry and how we can address them. All this ties together with the Workforce Development Initiative, where we can train students as well as faculties can interact with industry experts. So basically, this will be a diversification of the economic portfolio of the Permian Basin.
And a lot of people hear about that diversification, and we love our energy industry and we see where future could be going. So it's really a combination of both of those things, right?
Oh, absolutely. Energy is not going away, but what this will help is to enhance the efficiency of energy production. So if we're able to utilize the produced water, either for thermoelectric generation or whether we're using it for other purposes, it will enhance the return on investment of the energy industry.
And I think that's music to the ears of a lot of our producers out here. Dr. Nana, thank you very much. I'll let you pass that to Dr. Scott McKay, who's the Dean of our College of Arts and Sciences. It's okay, Dr. McKay, after you ran over here from me sending you to the wrong building, we're glad you're here, gave you a moment. Okay. So one of our strategic pillars is to advance creativity and knowledge. And so although I think that happens in each of the colleges represented here, we think of it often with arts and sciences. So tell me a little bit about how all these projects play in together, and they also incorporate the students in your college.
You know, Tatum, let me start with, before I get going, because I always forget. I've got brochures over there for the 3 centers and the brochures for the programs. I didn't know who was going to be here, but there's a lot more information than I can give you here, so before I forget. So let me back up just a little bit.
You bet.
For that, Tatum. Yeah, I think this is well described. The Innovation Center is sort of the front door to the university to move our expertise out into the community better and to increase our outreach in the region. We have the expertise here. It's not always so hard to capture that and move it out into the community. And that's what this Innovation Center is going to do. So very much appreciate the comments from the 2 gentlemen here. My centers, or our centers, I should say, are exactly what Steve had mentioned. We're kind of we're the worker bees. Okay, we're gonna take those ideas and we're gonna try and take as much expertise as we can in the 3 centers we developed: the Natural Resource Center, the Cyber Center, and the Biomedical Research Institute. And so as these ideas flow in and they need some work on them, we have many leading scientists and other folks who can work on these problems and hopefully not only create economic development opportunity at the end of the day for the region, but also increase and enhance our outreach to the community. Okay, and within that, our main pillars are, 1, to get our expertise out there. So these 3 centers, again, the Natural Resource Center, the Biomedical Center, and the Cyber Center, help us focus our resources. Okay, and it has an outward door, and that door is going to kind of lead through the Innovation Center. But that gives us an outdoor to get that expertise out there. So not only are we going to help with problems as they come in or go out, it's a way we can better help our needs of our industry. Whether you need basic research, applied research, or some technical support, we can do that. Also, will be a really great place to get interns. You know, you can't have enough of those around. This also allows us to sort of focus our workforce training. And for the 3 centers I'm talking about, we focused on 2 main areas. One is a very high demand workforce areas that we're hurting for all over the country, but also here in West Texas. And other areas like IT, cyber, AI, data science. We produced many programs, both undergraduate and graduate, in the last semester. We've also got some, we also produced several just-in-time certificates, both at the undergraduate and graduate level, that if you want to retrain or get an expertise, or maybe if you were like me, went to school 30 years ago, they didn't have a whole lot of cyber then. This is a good time to take 3 or 4 courses, get a certificate in that area, and you're off and running. You need to do that at the undergraduate and graduate level. So that's a very important workforce development we need. Again, as Tatum said, for diversification and also support the technology of the future, whether it's in energy and other areas. That'll help West Texas and also give our students the best opportunity. Those students who want to be in this region within our 150 miles, will give them the best opportunity to get those tools here at UTB. The second part of it is, of course, the other area we're really hurting in West Texas is with biomedical professionals. So we were very fortunate to be able to put together a leading edge research, biomedical research center here at UTB with some top scientists. They're doing some really breakthrough work in the areas of heart disease, and neurodegenerative diseases like ALS, Alzheimer's, and others, and gout. Please look at that. It's very exciting with the work they're doing. What that's really going to do is not only help us with doing research, but that really helps us to give the best training that we can do to produce, really high-value biomedical research students and medical students right here at the university. And we think about half will be biomedical research scientists or biomedical professionals, and about half of those students will go into med school. So we're very excited about that, and they're being trained by really top people who know more about that. So that's kind of where we're going on Tatum. As far as all those things, they're all going to be supports for the Innovation Center and the things that come through and the projects we need to work on. And of course, we'll work with engineering and business to get all those together. At the same time, we can help you, sort of that money in between, right? But as you kick off, you get a little money, you can enter into SBIR, STTR, or EDA type funding opportunities where we can share those as a triad and help get funding to carry you on until you get those prototypes out the front door. So we're very excited about help with those areas. So that's part of the creative on the science side. Certainly the makerspace is going to provide not only technical people and number of geeks like me, but we're also going to have the artistic people in there. So we added a game design program. We have a very talented artist here who's going to help design and the makerspace over in the new building. So we're also excited about the things they can do. That's about what we're doing, David.
Very, very well summarized. Thank you, Dr. McKay. Dr. Ryan Peckham is here with us as well. And Ryan is leading our Blackstone Techstar Launchpad. Did I say it correctly?
Yeah, it's the Blackstone Launchpad powered by Techstars.
Okay. I knew I was going to mess that up. I got an A-. Our president says A-, so yeah. I'm an A+. I strive for A+. So what in the world is that? Let's just start with there.
Yeah, it's really about bringing entrepreneurship to the student level, to give them opportunities to learn how to grow a business, start a business, everything the facets of that. It's really about allowing them a space to where they can meet and discuss different businesses or ideas and providing them with resources and a network in order to make that happen. And so one of the things I'm most excited about is we're one of 30 institutions in the world that have a Blackstone Launchpad. And so it's a big deal for us. I mean, it is the network, if you go to our website and look at it, but the schools that have this, I mean, it's made a noticeable difference, not only to their student body, but also to their communities. Because when students learn about entrepreneurship, they learn much more than maybe what their major teaches them or a course. It's hand-on approach. They get to, like I said, it's whether they're starting a business, want to grow a business, or just want to be surrounded by people who are interested in that. This is going to give them the perfect place to meet and kind of interact with people that are like them. And then also the business community, and that they can come in and speak to them and kind of nurture them. It's just going to be a really exciting environment for our students to learn in.
So I have a little background. I know this is for students at all colleges. Tell me a little bit about the hub, which will be at the library when it is dazzled, shushed up a little bit. Yeah. Paint a picture of what you hope that interaction is at our library for these students.
I really hope it's a place for students to meet. So like you said, this is not for, and a very important point, this is not for just business majors. This is for engineering. I'm a recovering engineering major. Art majors, anybody who's interested. We have a lot of students. I mean, we haven't even been able to be public with this yet. And there's kind of been little tricklings come out. And it's amazing how many of our students already have started a business, are business owners while going to school. I mean, and without even any kind of publicity. So it's an exciting place for them to be able to find somebody who, if you have an engineering student who has an idea, there's going to be a business student who knows marketing, there's going to be an art student who knows graphic design, and they can come together and kind of figure this out, but also tap into the Blackstone, the Launchpad network, who have experts that can help them specifically for the type of business they're trying to start. And so in that sense, it gives us an incredible leg up on other institutions or other entrepreneurial programs who don't have that network to tie into.
And so as the community hears about this, what can they do to help support you?
We've already had a big outreach of people who just had volunteered to come and speak, and had volunteered to have students maybe visit their business or kind of hear how it works. And so, I mean, that's really the best, that's the best support that I think that the community can provide, is just allowing our students to learn from them. And it's been great because this area is very entrepreneurial anyways. So this really allows the students to tie into that at a very, just right at the source. And so I'm very thankful for that. But that's really kind of going to be the key going forward is, and I think that it'll be a great place, that it'll become one of the main hubs on campus.
It's very exciting, Ryan. Thank you very much. And last but not least, Dr. Raj, I'm going to let you sort of wrap us up. And then if anybody has anything that we didn't get to, you're welcome to touch on that. But Raj leads our research enterprise area. He also leads our grad studies, all of our grad students. So you really get to see how all of these entities work together. We call you the umbrella guy because you're the overarching entity. Tell me how you feel about all these things.
Definitely, that's an excellent question. That's the reason they put me at last. Whatever they all do, it's for me to pull it together, both to implement it with respect to the research infrastructures, research grants, research activities on campus, as well as the programs, academic programs, particularly graduate level programs, including the certificates we talked about. For example, this summer we are going to offer college engineering offering graduate level certificate in engineering management. And we have multiple other programs happening right now. I just want to echo what President Woodley and the governor did a couple of days ago about how UTPB is contributing to the workforce development of this community of West Texas. Because innovation, commercialization is the way to create the next generation of workforce. And giving the students that opportunity, removing those roadblocks, making it accessible for them, inexpensive for them. Because we are the reasonably cheapest school within the UP system, and we are economically accessible within 150-mile radius. With all the 6 research centers we have on campus, which I call interdisciplinary, because if we call inter, we are talking about less than 2 or 3 research disciplines. We have interdisciplinary research activities going on this campus. I just want to have a very, very small story, maybe 30 seconds maximum. I know a dance faculty member who had a handicapped family member who cannot access a wheelchair more than 180 degrees. Either they can move forward, move back. But she's a ballet dancer, so you know how the ballet dancer dance, right? They can spin on 360 degrees. So she wondered, why don't I talk to a computer engineer? Why don't I talk to a mechanical engineer? Come up with a wheelchair which can spin 360 degrees. They get together and came up with a pattern on it, and they are commercializing it as we speak. So that's why we are talking about humanity faculty member, working with the engineer, working with the scientists in other disciplines to come up with a novel, patentable, innovative ideas, through which we also will engage the students, both in undergraduate and graduate level. So we are also opening up this door for our communities. When we already have a few visitors on campus who want to explore